Congressman, want to talk to me? What are your initial thoughts on this?
You know, first it was just hard to sit through. It was hard to sit through watching the footage, the new footage that we mostly hadn't seen, because we're looking at footage of people that live in this country that are from our communities. Could be our neighbors. These are folks that, maybe your doctor, maybe your, the person that drives your kid's school bus, maybe your mail carrier, there's a person at the restaurant cooking your food, and these are the beliefs that they have. And it was just this sinking feeling of knowing also that this isn't over. Like, this is why it was necessary to have a public hearing and to put this information out. There are people who were hurt, who lost their lives. We listened to a police officer talk about how she was hurt, and we saw the footage of her body hitting the ground. I'm disgusted and furious, hurt.
Do you think it changes anything? Like, going into these hearings, everybody thought everybody's going to be locked in, and how you feel about it is how you feel about it. Do you feel that there's a change after what you saw today?
I feel like maybe for those who were like hardcore, not believing anything, that believing that this was a tourist visit, I believe that it may have just piqued some curiosity. Maybe I should look at this next one. Maybe, because since there are multiple hearings, I believe that by the time we get to the end of the hearings, by the time we get through all 5, that hearts and minds will change. How many? I don't know, but I do believe that something has to change, because we're not talking about, this is a committee that is not about partisan party politics. This is about right and wrong. This is about life and death. This is about our democracy. And if they felt like something that the election was being stolen from them because things weren't done the right way, then why not look at things being done the right way in this situation?
What was the thing in there that surprised you the most, that you were the least prepared for, the thing that you shocked you?
There were several things that really shocked me. I'll say that I definitely was not prepared for listening to the some of the people that were there that day. There were the insurrectionists. Some of the Proud Boys talk about, like that they were a part what they did, and that they showed up because Donald Trump told them to. They felt like he told me to come, and the least I can do is show up. They said that he only asked for one person said he only asked for 2 things: to vote for him and to show up. That really surprised me, because it was just that simple for people to just feel like they needed to put themselves on the line in such a way to where they were okay with taking the Capitol and whatever was in the Capitol by force.
One of the telling moments was at the very beginning when they showed the footage of Bill Barr saying,
"Oh my gosh, yes."
I went and I told him,
yes,
said it was, used a word that I might not repeat, but
he said it was BS. He said it was bullshit. That's what he said. He did. He said, and he also said that that's the reason why he, stepped down. Well, it was like around that was the reason why he stepped down. People. That's another thing that people should be paying attention to. These are folks that were allies to him. We're also talking about people that were within the administration. They started to leave, they started to resign their positions after being with him for all of those years and all of the things that he did, but at this moment they said, this we can't stand with you on, and they left their positions.
I think I have one more thing, which is just, what do you expect to see next? Like, Congressman Cheney laid it out.
Yes.
What do you want to see next that you feel like is the most important thing the American people can see?
So I think definitely more of the connection, which they said we'll see, of how Donald Trump, how he was basically the center of the strategy of what happened. But I also want to see if any of my congressional colleagues, and what was their part in this, if any part. I would like to see if any of them, I have a bill, HR 25, to investigate and expel any member of Congress who participated in overturning the 2020 presidential election. Based upon the 14th Amendment, the third Section 3 of the 14th Amendment. I want to know if any of them had anything to do with this, because we've seen things and we've read things. I want to know for sure, because they should not be members of Congress.
I've seen in some of the testimony that they say that several of them asked for pardons.
Yes.
Which you might not ask for
if you didn't do anything.
You think we'll get those answers?
We must, because I didn't ask for a pardon for anything, because I didn't have anything to ask for a pardon for. So,
thank you for your time, Congressman.
Thank you.
Will you see you for all of these hearings?
As many as I can make it to. Absolutely. I'm going to try. Thank you.
go? How was the meeting?
Thank you so much for what you're doing.
Thank you. Tell me what your reaction was to what you
Hi,
saw.
sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm with CNN, but I represent the pool.
Okay,
tonight.
okay, good. I've got to
represent
find
all
out
the
who I'm
networks.
talking to.
Yes, I should
Sorry
have
about
started
that.
with that.
No, that's okay.
Tell me what your reaction was to what you saw and heard tonight.
I thought it was really powerful. And I thought it was powerful both because it put it in the context of the struggles that the United States has been through since our earliest days and people standing up for country over party. But then, of course, to lay out from the beginning what was at the center of this, which is Donald Trump's desire to stay in power despite losing the election. And that was, to hear Bill Barr and Mark Milley and the White House counsel and even Donald Trump's daughter describe how the election wasn't stolen. There was no there. There was no fraud. And yet, Donald Trump continued in the months leading up to the election, but then in the months after the election, leading up to January 6th, to call assemble, mobilize, and light the flame for the violent insurrection that happened on January 6th. It was like all the pieces of the puzzle sort of came together with those pieces of testimony.
Do you think that you saw anything tonight that will change general opinion? It seems like everybody's kind of locked in on what they believe about January 6th. And secondly, do you think it will change the minds of any of the people that you work with in Congress?
Well, I think on the first question, in terms of the American public, what was different tonight is we had suspicions along the way, but we didn't have testimony from Bill Barr. We didn't have testimony from Ivanka Trump. We didn't have testimony from the White House counsel. And I think that those witnesses and the testimony, the depositions that the committee showed really allowed us to start with the central premise, which is that the election wasn't stolen. And I'm hoping that if the American public watches this and they didn't follow the insurrection, or they didn't believe that Donald Trump did this, or they believe that the election was stolen, that perhaps one of those voices will be able to reach them in a way that nobody else has before. And I really hope that, I don't believe that's naive. I don't think the American people are stupid. I think they need to see the facts, and I hope that they are able to absorb all of the different pieces of this and continue to over the months to come, over the hearings to come.
And with the colleagues that you have in Congress who've insisted.
Oh yes, my colleagues. I don't think this is going to change the mind of my colleagues, unfortunately, because they have, I believe many of them know that the election wasn't stolen. I believe many of them know exactly what Donald Trump did. I believe many of them were part of this conspiracy to overturn the election. And I think many of them have sold their souls. Maybe there are a few of them that are left that will watch this and realize that they should be as brave as Liz Cheney or Adam Kinzinger.
But you don't see it happening.
There's always hope. Thank you so much.